Music Review, Monday to Friday, live 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you miss any part of the show, you know the deal. Listen to the replays every night, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. And if you miss that, you get the shows on demand for a few days free with your subscriptions on the SiriusXM app. Just search for Trump Nation on volume, and you will certainly find them there. All right, now joining myself and Mike Portnoy is Neal Morse. Good to see you, Neal. Hello. Mike just said, look at this, two of my best friends sitting here together. Does he bust your balls as much as he busts mine, Neal?
There's the real world and the Neal world. And when I'm with Neal, I don't bust balls. Only with you.
You only bust mine.
But it's true. You guys literally are two of my best friends, and it's strange to see my worlds colliding here in front of myself.
Well, and appropriately enough, on a cruise that's very important to you, where you're gonna, even though your birthday's a little ways away, you're celebrating your big birthday.
Honestly, I was really glad that you were here for that purpose, just to share this celebration from me.
We're gonna have a cake.
They brought me one on the first show. If you actually were watching it, you would have seen it.
What to do, man? God, he wants it all. How much more can I do?
He saw the first
more can I do?
He saw the first show and he was like, "Oh, you were playing with the Neal Morse band." I was like, "No, that was Flying Colors and Transatlantic, two other of mine and Neal's bands."
No, tell him what I really said. I said, and you also had your drum set set up like the guy in Night Ranger, because he was sideways.
Oh,
because Kelly from Night Ranger plays sideways
and Striper.
And Striper too. Yeah, those are always my point of reference.
I love that setup.
Yeah,
I can see you. It's such a drag for me
to turn around.
Yeah, I can't even when I turn around. Especially
well, in our three bands, we're set up.
In a rear view mirror.
In each of them, we're set up different. Like Neal Morse band, you're up front, I'm behind you. Flying Colors were side by side in the back, and then Transatlantic were up front. So
that's fun in Flying Colors because we can crack jokes to each other.
Yeah.
Well, what's the idea behind the different placements? Why do you do it in the different bands like that?
For me, it's just to have a different feel for each band. Each one of these bands that we're in together have different feels musically, but I want them to feel differently on stage too. I don't want it to be like, me and Neal are just interchangeable with any musician. You want each band to have their own personality, in addition to having their own style and sound.
Yeah, Kelly, the drummer in Night Ranger, told me, he was the first guy I saw do it, early 80s, like 81, and he told me the reason why he did it is because he's also a lead singer. So he wanted to turn to his mic and address the crowd when he was singing. So that's why he kind of did it like that. But that's the first thing I thought when I saw it. Neal, congratulations on the new record. People are really loving it.
Thank you.
And I know that Mike said to me something very heavy by his standards when it was done. That Mike has said, and he said it publicly, that in all the records he's made, and I don't know how, the total amount of records you've made, Mike.
91.
Jeez. And I knew he got the number.
Of course he knows the number.
31 of them are with Neal. We have 18 studio, 31 live.
You made 91 records, and of the 91 records you've made, you feel that this record you made with Neal is at this point, the defining record of your career.
I do.
Yeah. Wow. And why do you feel that?
Well, when I came out and said that, everybody assumed it was a drumming thing. Oh, Mike says this is his best drumming ever. No, it has nothing to do with the drumming whatsoever.
I didn't take it like that.
But a lot of fans thought that. To me, it's all about the big package, and I have a soft spot for concept albums, and I have a soft spot for double albums, and this happens to be both. And it just feels so mammoth when you listen to it from start to finish. It's a huge undertaking, like watching a film or reading a book. And Neal and I have made many albums together, and I'm proud of them all. I really am. And I'm also as big of a fan of Neal's material that I haven't played on as well, and I think this is one of his best work as well. So I don't know. It's just my personal opinion. It's just my opinion, but it is my opinion.
How did you guys first meet? Where was the first time you guys met?
You called me, I think. It was before email.
Yeah,
really.
Right.
It was in the 90s, 97 maybe?
It was 94. I don't want to give away the story, but a mutual friend turned me on to Spock Spirit's first album, and I just fell in love with it.
Was that the first record you made, Neal?
Well, it was the first prog record that I made. I'd made some other singer-songwriter records that never did anything, but
so
it was the first Spock Spirit record.
You transitioned into prog from doing other sorts of music early on?
Yeah, I was trying to get a deal as a singer-songwriter in the 80s.
Was it kind of funky stuff, or what?
Billy Joel, Mark Cohn, piano guys.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
And then what kind of lit like flipped in your mind as like, I'm going to try to go into the prog world a little bit and do a band called Spock's Beard, which I have to ask you this too, because I've always wondered. I mean, I'm sure you said it in a million interviews, but where did the name come from?
Well, my brother and I, we're in a lot of different bands together, and we were in a really weird situation. Like, sometimes you're at a club late at night, there's a lot of really bizarre people there.
Yeah.
And my brother Al said, yeah, man, it's like we're in a parallel universe. It's like Spock has a beard, man. Because there's this one episode of Star Trek, how you know that they're in the weird universe is like, he shows up and he's got a beard, and the music goes, ta-da!
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
he's got a
told you
beard.
that episode. That's the evil side, the evil enterprise.
right.
I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
And he's got the little goatee.
Sue's got
thing.
the scar.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I knew it was related to Star Trek, but I couldn't put that. Oh my God, that's so unbelievably geeky and cool.
And then he said Spock's beard. Oh, that'd be really funny.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you guys do that when you were younger? Particularly like, it was always like, oh, that'd be a funny name for a band.
Dude,
that'd be a funny name.
I have a list in my phone.
Right.
Literally 100 band names.
Yeah. Every time you think of one, you put it.
Yeah, totally.
So real quick though, because I'm coming up on a quick break here, the transition though for you to go from that world of going for the Mark Cohn singer-songwriter thing to saying, I'm gonna get my prog on. What was that? Was that always something you loved as well?
It was always something that I loved. Yeah, that's what I grew up with. Well, I did this self-growth California course called the Landmark Forum, and I kind of had this breakthrough that I didn't want to. I had become this kind of brooding singer-songwriter. Like, and everything I wrote was pretty sad, and I kind of had this awakening that I never wanted to be a brooding singer-songwriter. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to write big pieces of music. I wanted to write stuff like Heart of the Sunrise or West Side Story, or I wanted to write. That wasn't what I wanted to be, and right out of the course, I just had this explosion of ideas that most of which became the first Spirit.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to continue a little more with Mike Portnoy and Neal Morse. The band is the Neal Morse Band. Am I saying it right? The Similitude?
Similitude of a Dream.
The Similitude of a Dream is the new double album, which is available now. They played one disc from it the other day. They'll play the second disc here on the cruise at 5:30. So I'll be able to see it because I get off the air in 15 minutes. I can come out and, again, broaden my prog horizons, man. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back with the remaining minutes in the show as we continue to hang and talk with Neal Morse and Mike Portnoy. It's Eddie Trunk live from Cruise to the Edge, live from in the port, Cozumel, Mexico, on this Thursday. Trunk Nation, SiriusXM 106 Live.